Hi, Leo. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. How are you, Leo, so far?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Okay. And how was your studies in other subjects?
It's been going all right.
Okay. How old are you, Leo?
Pardon?
How old are you?
Oh, right now I'm 18.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, yeah, perfect. And so, Leo, how do you find your studies so far? Are you happy with your IP studies?
Uh, I was quite happy with it until a bit more recently, and then academically it started going a bit worse than usual, and then yeah.
Okay. But may I know, if you don't mind, why you choose IP against in other possibilities like IG, CSE, or
Well, I did do IGCSE previously, but like after IGCSE, I picked IB because of the uh, I think it was mainly because of like the ability to like choose subjects to study.
aha, okay. But didn't you feel that the IGCSE is slightly maybe easier a bit?
Yeah, it was, but I finished IGCSE and then I started doing IB.
Okay, perfect, perfect. That's interesting. Uh-huh. Okay, so may I know what is your intention for which direction that you would like to continue the college in or even university?
But yes, so for university, the ones that I've applied to, I've generally applied to within the fields of computer science or computer engineering.
Wow. So, okay. Well, I can see that you are smart enough to be able to survive there. And it's actually good, especially if you would like to stay in Malaysia for a long period. Um, but then you're aware that programming field have a lot of branches inside, right?
Yes, I'm aware of that.
And you are aware that the technologies evolve very fast. Like
Yes.
when I started programming, like I would say maybe more than 20 years ago. So um, I started working in certain companies for software programming, and then we use certain programming language that is not used anymore now. Like, did you hear about VB6?
Yes, I think I've heard of it before.
So VB6, the VB.NET at the moment is actually the newer version of VB6. And so this VB.NET is actually almost a rewrite for the previous programming language. So VB6 actually was so popular, and there was so many companies using it in building software applications, especially in programming machines and production lines. So at in less than 6 years, I think maybe before 2010, this language start to disappear from the market, not only from the job market, but even from I mean, it just totally disappeared. There is no more body talking about it, and it suddenly just dropped down. So at the time of our studies, we didn't study Java like what you are studying now. Java was still very new, and nobody started to really put it inside the syllabus. And what we were studying was something like C and C++. So that is why if you enter that field, especially in Malaysia, you will find that certain companies focus on certain technology or stack, and then they don't want to because they don't want to change, because changing costs money. So if they're using Java for the moment, and then there is a newer version of Java, like first initially there is Java 7, and then there is 8, and then there is more additions to the Java itself. So you will find that most of the companies does not like to upgrade. If they upgrade, it means that they have to rewrite the old software. And typically, sometimes, not all the time, not in the case of Java at the moment, but sometimes it's hard to really interface old software with a new one. Like, for example, VB6, if you want to make it work with other VB.NET, it's not so easy. So that's why I'm telling you, you always have to keep an eye, and you should expect that you should put a lot of effort to really learn. And not because your company now is working on a certain software, so you should continue using it, and because that can change in the future very fast, and you will find that your maybe 10 years of experience is gone, and you have to learn to be a leader once you start to go to the job market. Why? Because when you reach 40 plus, I would say your ability to write code will decrease, will start to decrease. It will not decrease immediately, definitely, but the structure of the human mind after it reach 40, um, you will not be as fresh as younger people, younger programmer. Okay, so you will find that a younger guy is able to digest a lot of complicated matters and able to write code much faster than you. It will be the same like when you started your career. You are eager, you have a lot of energy, you have a clear mind, you don't have too much problems about the family and so on, so you are able to program much faster and read a lot of books in a shorter amount of time. But when you reach 40, that will not be the case. So if you don't move to become a team leader or even a manager of your place, then your higher ability will actually decrease. So if at any, can you follow up with me, Leo? Are you able to follow up?
Yes, yes,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
yes,
So when you reach 40, um, if you happen, so if you continue with the company that you're working for after 40, that is a perfect condition. The only risk is that this company will close. So as long as you're working with the company before you reach 40, stick with them. And this is not even with programming, this is everything. I have seen people, old people in my previous company in the north of Malaysia. uh, they suffer a lot from dealing with a big boss, but they have to stick to their place because they know very well if they move out, it's very hard for them to get a job. They was working, I think they're taking care of the storage areas. So it's a large storage areas, and there was a manager of the storage area. So even the manager also in these areas was hard to find a job after they reach a certain age. Okay, so that's why yes, you have to find a way to reach the management, and you have to little to make your movement little, so you don't jump jobs too much, and you also have to follow up with the technologies. So that is my short advice for you. I know this is too early, but I wish that somebody tell me that information or guidance when I was at your age. Okay.
yes.
Okay, so now Leo, um, let me know, how was your nice homework?
The catapult or the binary search.
Um, yeah, well, both of them. Tell me how. Are you able to share anything to share with me if you managed to get something working?
The binary search one, the find relation, I managed to finish, but the catapult, I haven't really had time to work on.
Okay, so that's fine. But are you able to share with me or anything of your work?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay.
Okay. I'll screen share it.
Okay, good. So may I know what trick did you use to be able to reach a solution for the find by relation?
Well, this may not be the most efficient, but what I did was what I did was I made two more methods for finding the the lowest index with like the same string and like the highest index with the same string, and then use those to print.
Highest index and lowest index. That's interesting. I would like to see that. Did you hear about pair programming? Did you study it in the IGCSE?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Find by relation. Yeah. Share with me, please, the portion of yeah. Find by relation. Okay. So what do you get out from the binary search? Is it the first index for the relation, right? Like in line 107.
The original binary search index. Yes, yeah. I
Okay.
just
And
get a one matching value returned. Yeah.
okay, perfect. And then you search binary search index bigger than 0. Uh, may you explain, please, from line 108 until 113?
Yes. So uh, I made two uh, other methods here that essentially get like the lower and like upper bound. So the lower bound finder that just finds so that finds the lowest that finds the lower bound, which in this case is like the
Mm-hmm.
so the lower bound is the index
Oh,
below the lowest matching value, and upper bound is the index that's above the highest matching index.
okay, excellent.
And then I assigned integers to both of those, and then
And
used them
use it in
in a
the
loop
for
to
loop.
print. Yes,
Okay. So I would say uh, the solution I like the way you think and definitely you have a good excellent potential to become a programmer. I can say like that. But if uh, if I mean okay, I think this is if you're talking about exam, I believe what you write can make you get a good mark. But think about it. When you do this comparison, you here uh, you have to loop through the whole uh, list 2 times. One here to get the upper bound, one to get the lower bound. Am I right?
yes,
And then you have to do a third time loop. So it means that you looped 1, 2, 3. So again, in the exam wise, I think it will be accepted because you are not checked for the best solution. They need a solution that works. Okay, but so a wise thing would say that okay, this is your first boundary. So this is if you reach this binary search, it means that this is your first place that you can find part of element inside the list with the relation. So if you're searching for a friend, this is the first index where you're able to see a friend as a relation, right? So
yes,
that should be the start of your for loop here, okay? And what could be the end of your for loop? The end of your for loop here, which is the higher bound, I would say so. I would say that you have to do the check inside, so that you do the for loop one time only. Because if you, I mean, here is, I like the way that you create smaller functions with specific purpose. Okay, that is excellent. And that is how a programmer is able to build his libraries over time. Your strength as a programmer is to build your own libraries, which is contain, okay, smaller functions like you built here. A small function, you give it something, it returns something to you. It's just simple, it have a specific purpose. When you have a massive library, you're able to finish your software project in little amount of time. As a programmer, this is excellent. But you also have to think about um, that you have to manage the resources of the computing power in a smart way. So it means that, so of course, when you are dealing with the software, you are not dealing with the list that have only a few items. You might be dealing with a million list of contents. Okay, so if you do this kind of search 3 times, and not only by you, can you imagine a system where they have 10 employees and they operating on a 1 million contact list? They are searching and doing some work on it. So on every Findby relation, they have to go through the 1 million contact list 3 times. Is that so efficient? Not the perfect efficiency, definitely. If you're talking about 100 items, it's perfect. So in short, I would say your trick is to start here with that index as a start, okay? And do this printing, this is fine. So your upper is, I would say you have to put a break. So you have to put an if statement inside the for loop that should break. So your upper loop, your upper bound should be the end of the list, the typical end of the list. But you will put an if statement inside that allow you to break the for loop if you might, if the relations that you are trying to find out from inside my context change from this relation to something different. So you have to keep retrieving this relation inside this for loop and check it. If it is still the relation similar to what you are searching for example, if this is you are searching for a friend, so you have to keep looping through this and retrieving the relation from the contact list. So if suddenly you find a different relation, so you stop, you should break, and that's it. Else you will keep printing. Did you get what I am trying to tell you?
Yes.
Okay. Did you manage to understand what is the good thing that you have done and what is the thing that you need to improve? I don't say bad thing. Your code is excellent. This is different code from the ideal solution, which is, I mean, I should encourage that. That's excellent. So you understand what is the issues that you need to improve. No need to improve here.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I'm just telling you in general. So your code should work fine, but I will share also with you the ideal solution, and then just for your information to learn and to improve your thinkability. That's it. I believe in at the moment in this code or this exercise. So part of this exercise, I would like you to think about it. There is not much difference from here. Definitely, I will not ask you to do it at the moment. That is for you to search for it. But look at here. This is the birthday, right? If I want to get from the contact list all the people who are born in March, for example, so you should use something like find by birthday. It should be similar to that kind of code, except that if you want to find by March, it's slightly different, because as you see, the birthday here, it is 2 numbers, right? And if you are only searching by the months, it means that you have to do some little operation here. Other than that, it is something similar to Findby relation. So you're still searching March, and you need to find everybody who are born in March or have a birthday in March. Does this make sense in your opinion?
Yes.
Do you think it's doable? Is it hard?
Yeah. No, that seems doable. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I will leave it to your thinking. So yes, of course, we are talking now about theories at the moment, but I don't want you to lose. Be aware that as a programmer, you have to always keep coding. If you stop coding, I mean, I'm not initially, yes, I have been teaching since maybe more than 17 or 8 years. But I'm programmer by profession. So I used to code even until recently. So this is an advice from a programmer, not from a teacher. So okay, now please you can off your share. Let me discuss a few things with you. Okay. Give me a second. I would like, yeah, yes, I should share from here. Okay, this is done here. So first of all, tell me, have you read it? Have you read the exercise?
Yeah, I've read through it.
Okay, good. What do you have in mind? I will not solve it with you, but I will tell you the non-important tricky part. Okay, and then I will leave the coding part for you. Okay, but you have to also understand that um, that most of the exercises actually that even come in the exam, the solution is not difficult. The problem is just to understand the way they describe the problem. They are not describing it in a straightforward way. So you should improve your ability to understand or get out the real requirement and solve the problem with. So there is one trick here that I would like to highlight to you, because to me, um, it is just something related to mathematics. So it's not related to coding. But other than that, I will leave it for you to do it. So tell me first, what did you understand about the catapult?
So about the catapult, well,
Did you understand what you need to do actually?
oh yeah, it was like printing out like the projectile distance according to like the speed and the angle.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I think maybe this is not the perfect. Let me see here. Yep, I'm able to. Yes, this is a sample. I think this one should be, yep. So you should print this one, right?
Yes.
So do you know, um, have you seen uh, the equation that you should use?
Yes, yeah, I have.
Okay, and so good. Let me share with you the equation. So actually, um, the tricky part actually in this case is actually to find the gravity. Especially this gravity, you know what is the value of the gravity?
9.81, yes.
Good. Uh, but the problem is part of, yes, that this is for square, meter, meter slash s square, right?
Yes.
But then you, I mean, the speed and the degrees that you're having is in a different, let me see here.
Yes, in a different unit, yes.
Yes,
It's
yes,
in miles per hour.
yes. So the trick actually, the trick is to do this conversion, or the trick is to find the gravity and to calculate it from this table. this table has the information that can make you calculate the gravity. You have an input, which is the speed, and you have an output. This is an output. So do you know what is this? This is a distance, right?
Yes.
This is the distance when you put the catapult at 25 degrees. So it means that you have the input, which is the speed, you have the degree, and the missing part that you are not, that will be actually the hardest point, which is to get the gravity. This is the output. So if you see here, so at the moment, from the table, you have this distance, you have the speed, you have the angle, and you are missing the gravity. Okay, so I think you're able to get it. I can't say anything anymore. So this is only related to mathematics, but okay. So I think there is shouldn't be the trick that we really focus on. Okay, so that is one possibility of a function, of a method that you can use. Another possibility is to create a method that doesn't take the speed and doesn't take the angle. It just depends that you have constructor. The constructor should be having a speed and the angle. So you have a table and you have two speeds and you have different angles. So you have to construct, you have to make a constructor that take the speed and the angle. And then you have to make also another method that do this calculation. So yes, this is given as a sample of how you can build your catapult. But if you go through the exercise, you will find that they actually ask you to make the constructor have the speed and angle. So if the constructor have the speed and angle, it doesn't make any sense that your method should take also the speed and angle. So this is also another tricky part. Other than that, I let you think about it. And it's actually a good exercise. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, good. So let us continue our mission. Okay. Did you benefit from anything what I said?
Yeah.
Okay. So Leo, now let us back to the business. What is the VPN? Tell me, what do you know about the VPN? And yeah, so I can know from where to start explaining to you.
What a VPN does is I'm not completely sure about this, but like from what I've heard about it, how it kind of works, well, at least to some degree, is like it connects your device to like a remote server, and then that causes like what do you say, like your internet service provider to think that your location is that of like the remote server.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, this is one of the things. Yes. What else?
Well, when I've heard like explanations of VPNs, they've generally been in the context of like being more secure, and that's also a lot of the times mentioned along with like encryption.
Excellent. Okay. So what else? Do you have anything in your mind other than that? So Leo, we have to close.
Oh, okay.